Hey guys, we're going to take a look at some charts. I'm going to show you Ninja Web. We've got the indicator on Ninja Web now, and so all of the customers, you can get Ninja Web in addition to the NinjaTrader 8 platform, and this is also installed on Trade of 8. So you can have your Trade of 8 events, contracts, and trading futures, um, and you can have NinjaTrader Web, where you can just log in and put up a distribution. So how that works in Ninja Web is the platform's a little bit different, and well, everything is different. So you apply the indicators with this icon right here, indicator, and so there are open source indicators on top, and then here's your proprietary JATS volatility indicator and JATS volatility oscillator. So JATS PT is now called volatility indicator and volatility oscillator. So if you want to add another distribution to the existing chart, you can just layer on top of the distribution. Click this and select another distribution to calculate, and you can see it says overlay. So this is going to put it on top of an already existing distribution. And so you can run your calculations from a time frame. So if you wanted to run it from 8 in the morning, 8:30, say for equity indexes, and run it through 1500 for the close, you could use that and calculate and say okay, and that would put an RTH distribution on the chart. So we'll let that populate. There it is. So now you have the RTH session distribution, as well as the 1 hour IB and the daily. So, with the snap of a finger, you can put any time frame. I've got charts over here with weekly, daily, and so the distributions are available for the CME and NYMEX, COMEX, and those types of markets. I don't think they are supporting at this time the VIX index, unfortunately. Hopefully they'll get that pretty soon. So up here, you can see this little toggle that says full size. You can add multiple charts to the dashboard by clicking the plus button. And the plus button is your central command. So you can add a quote board, you can add another chart, you can put a DOM up or an order ticket, you can use the Code Explorer, and this is how you will load the load files. You'll come over, hit that plus button, go to Code Explorer, and then import the two load files that you get. And then you can add charts to the dashboard. And over here you can bring that one individual chart up. Your middle mouse scrolling left to right will center it. Right, middle mouse in and out. And then this little go to current bar will bring it, snap it back to the margin. So you can see here that inside the distribution the algos like to trade, right? And if you trade inside the range, or are you breaking the range going out and up the slope means range expansion, opportunity, and sloping down is indicating that that's going to be just staying inside your ones. Yep. Going down is inside the ones. And then going up, you have an opportunity to go outside if it's not blocked, right? Got them block traders. All right. And so here's the crude, and this is a daily weekly. So what we'll do is we'll put this down on a 5-minute chart, and then we will add the opening range. You might get a little warning that you're going to need data applied to the chart. Sometimes when the chart repopulates, it'll fix that, but it looks like it wants me to add some days. So you can find a candle, left click in it, and usually 5,000 worked. So it doesn't like a 5-minute. Let's try a 15-minute. I guess I could have added more days, but usually 5,000 bars should be sufficient. So this did the trick. Well, no, let's see. Let's take a look. Let's just change this to the 1 hour IB anyway. So 8 o'clock to 9 on the open. There we go. So we can just put this on a higher time frame chart to get those weekly levels on crude. So so this works pretty good for intraday levels. You've got the first hour of trading 8 to 9, and then you've got your daily ranges. And again, if you want to check to see what the indicator settings are, you can just open the indicator up here, and you can see here I'm using a higher time frame value check, and then selecting 1 day, and that'll give you the distribution. So they're at your fingertip, and then you can come over here and see the old eyeball test that price responds at these levels. That's what you would like to see, and trading to the levels, and being able to see if there's an opportunity then for a target or a reversal inflection. So yeah, this looks really nice. Aaron did fantastic job. So proud of this. So to get the indicator, just we're having a special offer through the 4th. So come over here, lock in your subscription. $175 a month will get you NinjaTrader 8 templates, chart templates, and the indicators, as well as the web and the Tradeovate web. So on Ninja 8, you've got a little bit more advanced analytics than you can in the JavaScript application. So in Ninja 8, you're able to get the indicator settings through the market analyzer. So you can, put up a workspace template for that and have these calculations at an eyeball's glance. So you'll know where, your targets are. And what I like to do is see if it breaks, above the 1, right? It's going to go to the 2 and the 3. So when you see price sitting on the 1, then you can, look at your underlying um, indicators to see if you got a bullish or a bearish you know, jump off of that line, up or down, and then maybe, there are locations to trade to, either using these measured moves or some other time frame. If you're, finding yourself at a monthly one and you're close to the end of the month, you definitely want to pay attention to that. Or likewise, if you're at the end of the week, always look at those PT3s like Friday. So this is the NinjaTrader 8 version, and here are the quarterly levels. You can put these distributions together using 3 month, 90 days, and 12 weeks. So here's 3 months, 12 weeks, 90 days, 1, 2, 3. And you don't even need the tails. Usually it stays within this pretty well. We did break it. This was Powell. And we are at, a bullish signal. I mean, really strong at, a quarterly high. So monthly hit that monthly one and stalled out. So 44.99.50, and I think our high was right there, 44.98, right? So point from the high, and here's the weekly three. So they, go up. This is measuring, from the mean out, 1, 2, 3. And so that's, the complete range for the weekly for this instrument. And the daily, you can see they trade these measured moves. What pretty much the first tail, which is 25, 50, 75, 1. So there's your 25. And what do I mean by 25? Well, let's put the open on here real quick. So you can come down to the indicator list, and these are the open source indicators, and go to current open, current day open, high low. I've got it in pink, current open only. I'm not printing the high or the low. And then here we go, right in the middle of the distribution. So there's your 1, there's your 2, and then here's your 3s. And here's the session open. And then it closed an hour later, and so you got a new distribution. And so you can trade to these tails, and that's measured moves out from the 1 to the 2 to the 3 and then out. So if you get your rectangle and you measure from the mean to your 3, you can copy it and paste it and put it on top. And this is where you go, right? Right there. So there's one time outside the mean to the 3. If you want a distribution that goes all the way from the 3 to the 3, then copy this and put it on top, and you go all the way to the top. See what I mean, Jelly Bean? And the algos will trade these tails pretty consistently. They don't get a chance to break out that often. That is definitely the hedge. So we know when that occurs and what that's like. So when the dealer was hedged, this is what they're talking about. They're trading outside the range, going to that next highest level and take profits, take the trade off, and that's why it came down. So the 1 hour IB is a fantastic template to day trade. And so here's your, open. Anytime you're trading above the open and that one access the support. So first it was resistance, broke it, came back, tested support, and then did break the IB3. So when you break the IB3, where are you going? You're going to these tails. So here it went to the 25 and stopped. And you have that first hour of trading, 8:30 to 9:30. So you can draw a new plot for the IB, calculating it on the close. And so you get sort of like this double distribution between the open and the close for the 1 hour initial balance. And the algos traded both of these levels, right? And this was a tail one confluence with the PT2 of the 8:30 to 9:30 close. And that's where the pin came in. Of course, protecting 4,500 call wall. And then here's your Globex session. So you can see that it goes from the 1 to the 2 to the 3. Break out, go to the first tail, second tail, third tail. You can extend these ranges out as well, from 1700 to 830. And they trade very consistently, within these distributions. They are very statistically based ranges. Globex is one of my absolute favorite ranges to plot. And so you could add, a daily distribution on top of it. I like to put the 1 hour IB with the Globex for intraday trading. You get some really, really good levels. And then if you want to add the daily ranges to this, let's do that. So I just right click, go to indicators, go to the JATS folder, put PT3 on it, open, PT3, close. And so then I'll have a daily giving the bone structure of my intraday levels. How about that? So, I think, it's a pretty good um, support resistance indicator based on these ranges that you can customize and draw your own. I'm just giving you some examples. So this, um, has plenty of, points to look at. So you have other indicators in the market, whether, you're above or below the VWAP and or Bollinger Band. So using a couple of your other indicators, whatever you like, to give you some, balance. I like my linear regression indicator. Um, I'll show you what that looks like. It's pretty cool. So I set it to show the level 1, the 4, and the slow channels. I also have a fast channel, but it's I wouldn't put that necessarily on a 5-minute chart. I guess you could. I'll just show you what it looks like since I talked about it. So you can measure this any way you would like, 1.52, but it gives you just a narrow channel, and I call it the fast channel because it is narrow. And but it can definitely help, confirm a trending situation has happened. And a 2 also works. I like a 1.5 because, when the bar closes outside of it, on or out, sloping high, that's a good sign for a trend continuation. That's the difference between a linear regression and an EMA. Linear regression, of course, is least squared method. So you're looking for the points, meaning that inflection and this inflection, and everything in between is going high. You see it's regressing up. So you stay in a regression channel moving that direction. And so when you can put that together with an indicator like JATS, so you can put a PT2 on here, and you can measure a range inside that, right? So here we have a 5-minute chart, and this looks like it's overnight action Globex. So you would want a small range. So you could actually save this to be between 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. the London session, and to give you a distribution for that 1 hour. And so you can use these levels then customized for the time period that you're trading. And so in a low volatility environment, you would be wanting to trade to like the 2, right? So if we put a ruler on the chart, that would be 550. Here's 925. It looks small, doesn't it? 550 right there. So bring this down and then set that on, that regression channel going up. So here's your channel, and let me get these arrows out of here. Open this up so you can see it. So here's a 550, which is 1, 2, 3, 34, 68, 95. So here's 68% of this range in this time frame. So it looks like when you put this on the LR4, you can see the regression channel. Matches pretty good. And put this down to a 275. Whoop, there you go. And here is your targets for the bars. So if you can envision hitting these targets multiple times, going in a direction, trying to trade off the lows, going up in a regression channel, or off the bottom. trail it up. You have a method now that measures the range in points and really helps you visualize, what targets you would like to reach. So you can customize this any way you want. A 60-minute range, if you want to do an RTH range, or a daily 1, 2, 3. And for that matter, for options, placing the risk profiles out on a monthly or quarterly, and knowing where to put your premium. For the weekly too, works pretty good. You can visualize here that when you have the ability to just measure these ranges the way that JATS can, that you can be pretty successful. I mean, if you just are looking at this, you have not seen a loser yet. Here, this was the closest it came to challenging, and that was at the very end of the quarter. So we're going to have to get bullish and get a new distribution going higher, or this is going to be pulling back. And my guess it's going to pull back first. We'll see. But here, look at this. The distribution just goes on and on. And they're all good. I mean, I guess the people who are selling options are looking at this and saying, "Oh my gosh." So so yeah, these are JATS levels. Incredible. Here's in December, which year? November 22. So let's go back and look at July. Okay, right here. Okay, here's the 4th of July last year. So here's the 30th. And it looked like it did a little U bottom and came up. There was a 1. So they were buying that first 1, tried to bring it up again, failed, came right down to the 2 and bounced, came up. So last year was bullish, but you were also starting on the bottom. This time we're starting on the top. Big difference. Big difference. See, it didn't even get up to the top. Came back and hit this one pretty good. Some pretty good distributions here, kiddo. I don't know if you're seeing this. Pretty good. So yeah, I would say that this template works pretty good. we got up there Friday. The one time out of all of those that it really got challenged. So do take advantage of the special that we're having. And also, I'd like to point out on the website, save the best for last, that if you would like funding, Earn to Trade has a fantastic 50% off of everything offer, right? So all of their gauntlets and career paths are on special, 50% off. So use the coupon code JATS, JATS, and then you can kick your trading season off with one of, JATS PT subscription and try to get it funded through Earn to Trade. And use some of these great templates to help you get started along your way. So, really like the way that this 1 hour IB works, and the ES trades so algorithmically that they like these levels a lot. I think you can just, see how well um, you do inside the opening range and Globex levels is crazy. Daily, works very well also. Especially knowing, the key for them a lot of the time in a flat trading environment, they're just going to, keep it inside the daily ones or the weekly ones. And when it leaves the one, it likes to go to the two and three. One, two, three. So I will help you with all of these templates. I'm going to save this one. I have to put a lot of work into developing this, so um, I can give you these templates with your subscription and get all my current customers their copy as well. We have weekly training, so I have a Skype channel, and you can look at prior sessions and get templates. Thank you so much. I'll have a great weekend and talk to you soon.